already been well, about 3/4 of an hour on this walk, and decided to start taking. I wasn't going to take a video on this walk, but it's such a good day. I decided to start a video, so I'll be taking it with my phone camera. The forest operations, so I'll have a background of forest machinery noise. But that's where I'm actually heading. You can see Bwlch Drws Arddudwy. It's up there, that pass between Rhinog Mountains up there, 2,370 feet higher, I think, and that one there, which is basically the same height, Rhinog Mountains. All right. So I just come up there. When I return, I'll be going up there. So let's see how. Yeah, there's Rhinog Mountains. Cut logs. And up there, well, what's the trouble is on this? There's no. It's only a digital. But up there is that. Well, it's only a solitary piece of equipment there. Here they've been. Quite a sizable timber stack, that is. Or you leave the forest track, and I guess that's the pickup truck belonging to the workman up there. And here's a signpost. Ah, a little camera there by the look of it. Someone's hung on. Well, whether they'll come back and find it again, I don't know. But that's Rhinog Mountains ahead. And this has been nicely gravelled over. The Forestry Commission doing a good job of maintaining the actual these rights of way. See, you can see how much logging they've done there. Quite an extensive, as I say, quite an extensive operation. And this is, of course, this will only probably, this gravel track will probably only go, or end, once I reach the end of the actual designated forest area, and then it will be mountain footpath. As we've had, well, at least 2 months now of exceptionally good weather, dry weather, that brings up a fire risk. Right, so there's the, this is where the gravel, this really nice gravel track ends, and yeah, and the mountain path begins. Well, it's it's not far from here to the top of the pass, but of course, from the top of the pass are ascent routes up to the Rhinogs, Bwlch and Vach. Right. Although we've had 2 months of dry, exceptionally good weather, you can see there are still some wet patches around, and they don't know. Well, I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can't quite see. But they've put some, just recently, some real nice stones to cover that boggy patch. Stepping stones. You can walk these. You can do walking in the Rhinogs all day long, especially during the weekdays, even on a summer's day like this, and probably not meet anyone, or very few. You're in real wilderness here. This is a typical Rhinog footpath I'm on. It's you're just basically clambering over stones and boulders. And there's Rhinog Mountains up there. And you can see heather and boulders is the terrain, and so it's generally slow going, but you get there eventually, of course. These paths I'm on are ancient rights of way used by prehistoric man to cross from one side of the mountain range to another, either as trading routes or to pay a social visit, or maybe not a social visit, to the neighbouring tribes. Actually, I just met a couple of rock climbers. Actually, there they are. There, they've been doing rock climbing on the southern end of the Rhinog Ridge. There are some rock climbs there. But well, all right, somebody else. Whoops, pass. Just well, maybe a couple of 100 yards, if that, ahead. And as I say, starting point for those. You can see the rough, just the rough climbing trail. It is pretty rough. Goes through rocks and heather, and there's the ascent route up there. Basically, you just have to make your way up to the top of the Rhinog on more or less goat trails if you can find them. This is the top of the pass, and as you can see, there's no sign of any ascending footpaths up to Rhinog on this side. You pretty well have to make your way through the heather and boulders. There is a very, very rough, steep for the first 300-400 feet going up there, that slope there to the. Once you get past this steep bit, there is a fairly well defined climbing path, quite interesting, going up to the summit ridge. So this is the top of the pass, Bwlch Drws Arddudwy, and I have got a video of this coming up from that direction, from the coast. I got it. I've got a previous video of that, but this time as I say, I took a video coming from that direction, from inland. Start my descent, and that's where I came up, that path there. But there is a path that strikes off in this direction, and but the problem is, it's I don't know if it's passable further down because of the logging operations. Climb up well, maybe something, well, nearly about 100 feet maybe, for this subsidiary pass, and you can see it's a pretty rough footpath, but it's a clear footpath. But as you say, typical Rhinog footpath. There's that piece of machinery down there, and actually it might be clear. It doesn't look too bad going in that going towards that in that direction. You can see it's a fairly clear footpath. Of course, it's only kept open by the walkers and well, climbers, if you can call them that go to the top of these mountains. See him there, he's just disappearing about 100 yards or so ahead. Just had a nice chat with another lone hiker. He's going to the top of Rhinog and then back by another path down to the lake and back round the side. Wasn't too bad, a rough footpath, but there's proof positive that it was an actual right-of-way with the style. So I think I'll go along the edge of the forest here for a little while, and then through the forest, and then back to the car. I leave the rough heather and of the Rhinogs, and yeah, Natural Resources Wales National Nature Reserve. Rhinog National Nature Reserve. So yeah, this is nicely constructed, you can see. Yeah, the Forestry Commission. So yeah, no problem. Nice gravel footpath. Really nice gravel footpath. I'm back on the forest trails, and been cleared. Now that there is no, that's the direct route to the car park, but I think I'm going to take the long route, well, slightly longer route, because this is easy walking and it allows you to well, take in the views. Don't have to worry about your footwork. Okay, that way to the Bwlch Pass. Now, I have done that. I have done this section of the walk before, and that way to the waterfall, Bwlch Drws Arddudwy, down there. As I say, I have done this part of the walk before, North Rhinog. It's a video of it. So this is a repeat. So I will pass well, there won't be hardly any water in it after 2 months of dry weather. But I'll pass a little waterfall on the way down here. And there's the mighty Rhinog Bwlch, and that path there goes up to the pass, and then goes on down on the other side to the famous Roman steps. You can see how nice this gravel footpath is. Very, very nice walking. There's a little bit of water in that stream down there, and I think I'll, well, waterfall's just about, as I say, I've taken this before, but oh, some worth repeating. Yeah. Okay, so there's the waterfall there. Still a little bit of water in it. Of course, it would look a lot more impressive after heavy rain. Bwlch Drws Arddudwy. That's where I've been, and I've just come down that very pleasant footpath running through the woodlands there. Bwlch Drws Arddudwy and Bwlch Drws Arddudwy. Yeah, that's the name of that pass apparently. Okay, so back on the forest road, and over there is a, well, yeah, I suppose it's some kind of a farmhouse. But again, this is on a previous video, which over a year ago. But still, yeah. Okay, so when I left the car park, when I started this walk, I took that footpath through that rough ground there, and that was a mistake. I'd have been better off just going a slightly longer way around. Oh, that's now a holiday cottage, yeah. Down there, yeah, that's oh God, that's a nice holiday cottage. Yeah, to get away from it all. Holiday cottage. Yeah, very nice. Okay, I'm almost at the end of this walk. But when I did that walk over a year ago now, I went that way, did a circular walk around, which is quite a nice walk. Yeah, that's I went in that direction this time. So the car park's just round the corner here. Here's the car park here. There's space for maybe, oh, well, about 10 cars. Here's some information on where I've been. You are here, and that were the blue dots. That was the route I've taken. Yeah, it's a good walk. It's this notice board has been put up since I was last here. Okay, that's the end of this walk. Got a cloud of dust.